Do you feel lonely? Well, it just makes sense. You're isolated, alone, with no real contact with anyone for weeks, right? No. This is Hanok from the New Yorkopolis School of Applied Philosophy. We already know that having people around us doesn't necessarily make us feel less lonely. Of course, we'd rather have the option to be with people again, but the point is that practicing physical or social distancing doesn't need to imply loneliness. So how does it work? I want to refer us to an excellent book by the Dalai Lama called Beyond Religion. This is the book. I read it a few years back, and one sentence caught my eye. It's in page 37. I would remind such people, the Dalai Lama is talking about the lonely and isolated individuals, I would remind such people that the only antidote to such loneliness is their own inner attitude of affection, concern, and warm-heartedness toward their fellow human beings. In short, the only antidote to loneliness is an attitude. Which attitude? Attitude of affection, concern, and warm-heartedness towards whom? Toward others. I mean, it can sound crazy to some of us. How can my affection for others make me feel less lonely? Well, it does. And it actually makes sense. The Dalai Lama, as an expert of the inner study of emotions, knows this very well. You cannot feel genuine affection and real concern for others and still experience loneliness at the same time. It's impossible. It is like laughing and being mad concurrently. One emotion contradicts the other. If you are able to track your feelings well, then you will notice this phenomenon quite quickly. So, what does it mean? It means that you have more control of the situation than you may think. Your emotions depend more on your attitude to the circumstances than on the circumstances themselves. Meaning, if you feel lonely, then it necessarily means that somewhere along the way, during the COVID-19 outbreak or before, your heart got numb. Check inside. Do you feel affection for someone? Can you really feel it? If not, then meditate on it. Try to let your affection out of the cage. Maybe it is beyond the bars of fear or regret or maybe anger or sadness. Don't be a victim. Be the master of your feelings. You know, negative emotions come easily. For the positive ones, you may need to make an effort. Search for them, invoke them, recall them. When you let your affection, concern, and warmth to others surface, then your feelings of loneliness will disappear. You will be actually less consumed by self-focus, and your heart will open to others. Of course, there is no problem to have also interactions with others, chat, Skype, Zoom, or whatever you want, but the point is simple. Instead of being absorbed in your own misery and loneliness, start to think about others. Try to help them, care about them, feel the affection towards them, and still be in touch with your own emotions. You will soon feel the loneliness being replaced with feelings of solidarity and belonging. You will not be lonely anymore. After that, the only thing left to do is to keep going and make it a habit that will continue long after this COVID-19 outbreak. That's all for today. Thank you and see you next time.